Well, like all cities around the world, one of the key challenges facing the city of Cape Town is urbanization. And we had to decide, how do we adapt to urbanization, adapt or die. And we decided that we want to plan into the future so that we are ready to absorb and manage the challenge of urbanization. And in doing so, we started planning for the future. We've got a plan right up to the year 2040. So that, you know, in our planning, we must make sure that we accommodate the ever-changing growth of cities. But we also agreed that cities are the drivers of change. And therefore, in terms of promoting our city, in terms of growing the economy of our city region, we had to do it ourselves. So I think those are the key drivers that assisted us to transform the city, but also at the same time, you know, manage and integrate our old history of spatial division and bringing it into the future by looking at design. You know, how do we design our city now to accommodate the new challenges? Well, it's not always where cities like New York come to learn from the city of Cape Town. But indeed, the Cape Town Partnership started also about 10 years ago, where first of all, business and the city came together as partners to deal with the crime and grime in the city, to make sure that we design and that we work together to deal with urban planning, rezoning of the city, just looking at all the brown developments, green developments within the city. And that was key to the success of the partnership. But we also brought on board also the academia. In Cape Town, we are fortunate to have 4 universities right in the city center, and so we brought universities on board. But key to that change were the people of the city of Cape Town. It's our biggest asset. You know, what do the people want the city to look like, and what do they see their role in the role of government? And that partnership over the past 10 years has led to the downtown, the central business district of the city, that it's gone down quite substantially before this intervention to be rebuilt, regenerated, new energy, taking old buildings and converting them into spaces where people could live, and really just brought life back to the city, but also made the city center a lot more safer. It is now safe for people to walk around anytime during the night or day. But how we also use the resources of government that's normally very limited and pull that together with resources from the private sector. For instance, we started what we call the Central Business District Improvement Initiative. And in that, we get together on a monthly basis and design and decide on the next plan for upgrading the urban part of our city. And that has been a great success. We have now taken that same initiative to the northern part of the city, where again you can see the same success. We've seen businesses moving out of the business district. Businesses are now moving back because we started cleaning the grime. We dealt with crime in the areas. We consulted with business as to what their needs are. And just that partnership makes a great, great difference. Our major challenge is urbanization. And because urbanization put a great deal of pressure on our infrastructure, we have to deal with our budget, which is about 6 billion rand, make it plus minus $1 billion US a year, and designed a strategy that we split the money. We spend, say, 3.5 billion rand on building new infrastructure, but then we spent 2.5 billion rand on renewing the old infrastructure. So with urbanization come all of these challenges, but also opportunities. So we invested a lot of our resources into keeping up with infrastructure. But because of urbanization, our city is being surrounded by a number of what we call informal settlements or shack dwellings. And so the pressure and the challenge that we face is that we have to provide the basic services to people in those areas like water, sanitation, and electricity. So that is what we've been doing for the past 8 years. We're putting more of our resources into providing infrastructure in the informal settlements so that while people are waiting for their homes to be built, that they at least have got access to the basic services. It's the second time that I'm attending the World City Summit, and it never ceases to amaze me how the problems are the same. They might be different in scale or the emphasis might be different, but there are a lot of similarities. And again, it confirms that cities are the drivers of change going into the futures. And as mayors leading those cities, we need to be sensitive to the growth of our cities and must see that as an opportunity. Like one mayor said this morning, that if cities can attract people with skills, people with experience, then the companies will follow. I had to say to the mayor, that sounds good, but with urbanization, you attract exactly the opposite. You attract people to cities who are semi-skilled, unskilled, who are coming to look for opportunities. So the networking here is very important, but key to what makes the World City Summit different from others is that in every discussion we deal with solutions. And so I can learn from the solutions in a city of Melbourne or Milan or in Cape Town. Although our problems are the same, but we do have a different approaches to deal with those problems. And that's the value of attending the World City Summits.